Hi everyone, how's everybody doing? Happy Monday! We have a bit of a snowstorm here today, don't we? So Lori Jeskowitz here, money mindset manifestation coach, and I wanted to pop in and say hi everybody. And how is everyone doing? I hope that wherever you are in the world, you're having an amazing day and that the weather, if it's cold and snowy and blowy by you, that you are staying warm and safe as well. And it's part of the reason I wanted to pop in today because, you all know that like I want to move to Maui and I really value warmth and the beach and the ocean and the waves crashing, right? Like these are all the things that I super value, right? It's like nature. It is, oh gosh, I just think about it and I'm like in that feeling, of that beautiful place, Maui. And at the same time, even though, I'm not at Maui yet, right? Not living in Maui or presently there, right? Like Maui brings me joy, right? Like it's literal connection and joy and time with my family, right? Because usually we're all there together. And it's something that we just love, love, love. And, this morning when I was laying in bed and the Phoebe and Clark had just jumped up into bed with us, which they usually do like more towards morning, but they like to snuggle for like, they'll come at like 4 a.m. and normally we get up around 5 or 5:30. And so it was like 4 a.m. and I heard the first plop and then the pitter patter of the paws of Clark because Phoebe's always first. And they crawled up into bed and I was just like, oh, they were so warm. And it was just so warm and snuggly. Warm and snuggly. And all of a sudden I heard out of the corner of I heard, and it made me look out of the corner of my eye and I could hear, and it was like this whistle. And I was like, oh no. And it was wind. The wind was literally blowing through the screen, right? And the window. And I was like, oh, I know when we went to bed, we were supposed to get a storm. And we were like, will it hit? Will it miss? Whatever. So I get up and I look and there is over a foot of snow and it's blowing and drifting. And I'm just like, I am so glad I don't have anywhere to go today. My girls are home because we're still recovering my girls are still recovering from COVID. And so is my husband. I'm feeling much, much better. But anyway, so I was like, I'll let the dogs out. And I knew the minute I saw all the snow, I was like, they are going to be. So that's why I went ahead and I posted that video for everybody and those pictures because you could see Clark and Phoebe just bounding through the snow. And the reason why I'm sharing this, because as I was opening up my sliding glass door this morning to let Phoebe and Clark out, I literally was like, oh my gosh, this would have been the time when I would have been in the hustle and bustle of like brushing off the car and like, did I load up all my massage supplies? As you can't put the lotion in, right? Because it'll freeze. But are all my supplies for like all of my locations there today? And do I have all the things? It would have been like this frantic moment of like, do I have everything? Am I getting to all the people and all the places, right? And I had that moment of like, wait a second. I get to experience joy right now, right? Like I don't have to go anywhere. I get to enjoy this moment. And which ties back to two things. One, you don't have to be in Maui to experience joy, right? I'm going to come back to that in a moment. But the second was, it's when we honor and recognize like the decisions and the choices that we've made and when we make those and we're on the other side, that we get to notice and recognize and realize, oh my gosh, because I've made this choice for myself, because I honored and valued the decision that I was making, right? I get to now not have to be outside because I work from home, right? Like family and, not having a 1 hour commute each day was something that I chose, right? And so on the other side of that, I get to stay home and work from home, right? Because I manifested my dream house, which had 2 offices in it, right? Like I get my massage room and I get my administrative office space room, right? So you start to see how you're putting the pieces together of when you choose, right? Like you choose joy and all the things, and you might not realize that you're choosing joy in that actual moment. You're more honoring the value of like freedom, family, connection, and it's all the ways that it spills out too. So I open up my sliding glass door, I let the dogs out, and I see them then just bounding in the snow. And I was like, had I not chosen freedom, which makes and gives me the feeling of joy in my business, first transferring from massage into massage, and then from massage into coaching, working in an office to working from home. Had I not said yes to that, right? Had I not honored my feeling and value of freedom, I wouldn't be experiencing this joy right now, right? Like I would be missing this moment of snuggle time with my hubby, Clark and Phoebe. I would have been missing, and Phoebe and Clark would have been missing out on joy time, right? Where they get to express their joy and run around the yard and like jump through the snow. Like, you should see it out there. Like, it looks like I have 2 inches of snow outside. Like, they have pounced in every spot and flattened it. And like, we have our house is being, or our upstairs bathroom is being remodeled right now. And the contractor was like, "Did you shovel your backyard?" And we're like, "Nope, that was the dogs using their bodies." They were having so much fun. They were expressing their joy. They were getting to do this for themselves, right? And because I got to honor what and how I wanted to work, right? So I just wanted to pop in and just share that, because where is there maybe a space in your life where you are wanting to honor one of your values? Maybe it's freedom, maybe it's travel, maybe it's joy, maybe it's whatever that value is, right? And are you honoring it, right? Are you having those moments, just like I had today, like, are you having those moments that highlight and show to you, oh, I'm here? And somebody commented on one of my Facebook posts the other day of like, it's in noticing those moments, right? And it was the gratitude post. Yes. And it's when you express the gratitude and the acknowledgement and you look back and reflect, right? And oh my gosh, I asked for this moment. Like, this is happening because I chose me. This is happening because I chose to put myself first. This is happening because I wanted to feel a particular way, and it's here. And there's a second prong of this, right? Because as a manifestation coach, and money and mindset and manifestation coach, it's important that we are in the feeling of that which we are trying and wishing and dreaming and envisioning and imagining and visualizing that we want to create, right? And the feeling is such an important piece of this. And of course I'm going to feel freedom and joy when I'm in Maui, but I can feel freedom and joy now, right? And this was just another opportunity that came about today to step into that feeling. We are still laughing at all of the fun that Phoebe and Clark had in the backyard, right? And it's giving me that feeling of joy. It's giving me that feeling of freedom. So now I'm really enhancing, my super attractor power, as Gabby Bernstein would say, right? She's always refers to manifestors as super attractors. I call it literally activating your magnet, because you are putting out the feeling that you want to have. Like, you are in that feeling. And so when you're in that feeling, it sends out it's like Care Bears. So you remember, like, from their hearts and from their was it from their stomachs? From their stomachs, like, out would beam the lights from their stomach of like Cheer Bear, Joy Bear, Freedom Bear, right? Like, I think we should have Care Bears that are named after your values, right? Like, when you are honoring your value and you are beaming that light from you, not only does it feel amazing, but you are putting that energy out into the universe so that more of that can come back to you, because you are literally, it's a boomerang. Your energy is a boomerang. It really comes right out, just like you're a Care Bear from your stomach. That energetic light, your feelings emit from you. It goes off into the ethers, right? And then it gets returned to you, so you get more of whatever you're putting out, right? So how can you get into joy and freedom today? That feeling of freedom and the feeling of joy, that freedom of whatever it is, right? Because it's going to work twofold. Well, it's going to work threefold. First, you're going to feel freaking amazing. You are going to bring a lightness to your work. You are going to just be uplifted, cheerier, just in this higher vibrational energy, right? Because yeah, you are you are feeling that way. So you're already feeling good. Now you are in your manifesting power, right? You are drawing to you that you're putting that boomerang of fabulous joy energy out so that more joy can be even brought back to you. And three is you're honoring your values. This is built into your foundation. You are honoring your values. And when you naturally honor your values, you naturally feel good, right? We're going to be talking a lot about this in values and how you are feeling as an indicator. I have more coming on this. And what, when you are not feeling so good about something, right? Like what that is trying to say, what that is trying to tell you, what that is telling you. It's just a question of, are you listening? Can you hear it? Right? Okay, so I really hope, and if you haven't seen the video, if you want to feel some joy today, right, and just see them just bounding in the backyard, watch that video and see those pictures from Clark and Phoebe, because they just had so much fun. And it's, oh, there's a fourth thing that it also helps you with. It helps you have those moments to reflect on how far you've come, right? When you are in that feeling of joy and you're like, I would be missing out on this right now if I hadn't chosen this for my life, right? If I hadn't, you could start to go backwards of all the places where you made choices, where you honored your values and the impact, and then the ripple that comes out from that impact from choosing to be aligned with your values and living from your, body, mind living, body, mind connected when you are living your values. Yeah, it's pretty powerful. So I hope you all enjoyed that video. I hope you all are having an amazing day. And please share with me below in the comments, like, what is something that you are honoring? What value are you honoring in your life? And how are you feeling about it? Do you notice, or have you noticed those times in your day when you're like, this is because I chose this? It might show up like, I am so glad I said yes to that, or I am so glad I said no to that, right? Like whatever it is, there's going to be those moments of like, oh my gosh, I am so glad that didn't work out, right? Those are those moments, because it can also be when something doesn't work out, and then you see something, right? Maybe you have just a moment to pause and reflect, like I did this morning when the dogs were outside playing, and it's just like, thank you, right? It's another area and way and space to pay gratitude. So I hope y'all are having an amazing day. Let me know in the comments below what's showing up for you. All right, take care.